ccsradio.com, and it is time now for one of our interview segments presented by Marcus & Mack, voted best personal injury law firm in the Best of Indiana County contest. Marcus & Mack, a law firm representing injured people, and I am joined right here on Indiana in the Morning by all three Indiana County commissioners. We have Mike Keith, Shireen Hess, and Robin Gorman, left to right if you're watching us on Facebook. How are you folks doing this morning?
Great.
Good. How are you? Good to hear from each of you. Good to see you guys. Didn't get to see you last week, obviously, because Flag Day, the courthouse was closed. No regular meeting of the county commissioners, but that doesn't mean that the work has stopped. What's going on right now? What are some of the things that are being worked on? One thing I know is the Saldo ordinance. Tonight's the big meeting of that from the Office of Planning and Development, and you guys had a lot to say about that whenever that was passed, that new ordinance.
Yeah, probably not as much as the committee itself that spent all the time putting it together. I mean, they were committed and invested in a lot of time in putting that document together to see it through.
Wow, it was amazing though the work that they were able to do with that, and to have it be updated for the first time since the 90s, and to include the new items that needed to be included. So, what kind of spurred this on? What's kind of spurred on the creation of this? Was it just the fact that it hadn't been updated since the 90s?
Well, I think that actually started before Robin and I got into office, so I'll
okay.
just let that to Shireen.
Yeah,
well,
all right.
Yeah, I'll just say you're right on. It's been a long time coming, and just like every county in the state, we hope to grow and help our municipalities grow in all the right ways. And the point of that is to have some parameters to help that growth along. And we hope that people will, if they have questions, not just let those questions kind of fester or go to the rumors and so on, but that they will come and actually talk to our really very well-qualified planning office and to us if they need to. But really, this is a good meeting to be able to get those answers straight from the source and not from the rumor mill, as they say.
All right. Let's get to another great issue that I think you guys have been working on pretty hardly well, and that, of course, is broadband expansion. We've been seeing a lot of funding coming through that from the federal government, from the state government. So how are things going as far as that is concerned? Maybe, Robin, you can talk about that for a little bit?
You bet. Good morning, everyone. And broadband, right, we never take our foot off the gas on that one. So last month or month before, and we had taken due diligence, and our planning office again, Byron, and with all of the partners who submitted proposals or RFPs to cover areas to make sure we're getting to those people we've heard from over time. I need broadband, or it's, you lose the signal here, or I have nothing, I need help. But oddly enough, another, proposal was submitted, and they upped the ante and said, we will give $8 million to whatever the $4 million. We had $7 million to give out. We were down to about 4.6, and they said, we'll give 8 to this. And then REA came back, and they had already had a plan in the background. We all know that they have an existing network. They've been around a long time. And they upped the ante and said, well, we'll give 10 to 14 with the infrastructure we already have and what our plans are to build out. And it just made good sense. So it was a great way to go. They're going to cover a lot of territory that is not an overlap or duplicate. They're going to sort of loop, if you will, our county into connection, and hopefully start to connect into other counties. Not that that's our focus right now, but the idea is it connects and doesn't end, and everybody has some kind of the right speed and upload option that they're looking for.
But it's great to hear an organization like REA Energy coming through, or anybody else saying, hey, we want to help, because it does really show not only is this an important issue, but it shows that a lot of people are willing to help.
Sure, and with that being said, the president of REA, Chuck Hurd, he has actually spent quite a bit of time, not just recently, but a lot of time, a lot of years and everything, even back to with Rod Ruddick, speaking to him about the broadband and traveling across. But it was really unique with REA is that when Robin speaks of the making the loop, actually, I call it a main trunk being built, a separate one. And it hits it's unique. Every municipality in Indiana County with that main trunk will be hit. And the nice thing about it is, we all know how REA operates, and they have membership.
Yeah.
Well, what's nice is that they actually came to the table, also said, even when we go to actually install this to residents, even if that resident is not a member of REA, we will treat them just exactly the same as we would treat our members. And
That's awesome.
That's huge.
That is big.
That's a partner.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true partnership and true teamwork at work. I'd like to maybe touch on maybe some of the things that have been coming up through CCAP, County Commissioners Association of Pennsylvania. Maybe, Shireen, maybe you can touch on some of the things that you've been hearing coming down the pike?
Sure. The two priorities for the Commissioners Association, as voted on by its membership, are to boost the dollars for mental health spending and treatment and those kinds of things, and also the reauthorization of the 911 fee, which is supposed to sunset this at the end of this year. And the reason that's so important is because, in the state legislatures, we know things take time. So it's important, and we've been working on this for a number of years as an association, and so have all of the the folks involved in 911 and emergency management. So we were hoping to see something happen for this session, but we think it's probably going to head to the fall for maybe both. But you never know with the budget negotiations the way they are. So that's what we're aiming for as county commissioners, and we see would be a big benefit is get that boost in spending for both of those issues.
Now, mental health issues have been a recent focus, I would think, among the three of you.
Sure.
So talk about what's being done at the county level to address that.
Yes, and I think all three of us can speak to this adequately. But it's a huge the increase in the need for mental health services is incredible, and I see that we all know that IRMC is taking a big step to build a facility, and that's wonderful. And again, the county through our Drug and Alcohol Commission, through our Behavioral Health Development Program, and through lots of providers are really intent and really working together to do a lot of different things that will hopefully help folks with mental health needs. We know that our jail has become the de facto treatment for mental health and drug and alcohol kinds of issues, and that's just not good. That is not optimal. So I know the other commissioners have lots to say about that as well, but I'll just say we're working hard on it. So.
Robin, I'll go to you for that issue.
Yeah, it's certainly close and passionate to my heart. And the Adolescent and Adult Geriatric Behavioral Health Unit that IRMC just broke groundbreaking last week was amazing. We and it's not funny at all, but we sort of tongue in cheek say, it's going to be full and you're going to be looking and talking about a second building as soon as this opens, because it is that needed. We see it. Commissioner Hess mentioned how it crosses so many entities. And they talked about it there, that they get a surge on the emergency room because folks just really don't know what to do. So they call 911. They wind up either at the hospital and days on end because we don't have proper units and facilities to put these people to get them help and treatment. And then, it may wind up that it gets misdiagnosed or something happens, and they wind up in our jails or other places where they really don't belong to really get the help and get right track back in society where they need to be. So this is huge. The county-based mental health funding did pass the House. I think it's being taken up in the Senate, so we will look forward to hopefully getting that funding where it needs to be, because it hasn't been for many years, as we all know. And I think the 911 hit $1.97 in the House.
Yeah.
And again, that goes on to the Senate. We'll see where that goes. But they are two extremely vital issues in our county and our society.
One of the things that I think a lot of government entities are looking at right now, especially with the fact that it's coming up, is the state budget and how it's going to impact them. We know that the schools are going to be greatly impacted by how much money the state comes out with. But talk about it from the county government perspective, Mike, with the budget. I mean, this is kind of close watch period right now.
It really is. And actually, the county itself usually doesn't start its process until August.
Yeah.
But needless to say, knowing what we're going to be facing, a lot of challenges is going to be coming up in this budget because, again, a lot of the monies and everything that we see from the state and also with our own county, the challenges are going to have to be met. And we are actually starting early on the budget to start dissecting out what we have to do.
Let's end this on a cheery note. How about that? Name something that, and I'll go to each of you, just something really quick, something that has impressed you about Indiana County within the past month or so that you think people ought to be hearing about. We'll start with, we'll just do this equal turn. Shireen, you were next up at the mic, so I'll let you go first on this.
I'll just go to my go-to, and that's agriculture, and our conservation district is doing so many great things. We have agricultural conservation assistance program, got $2 million from the federal government down to the state government to help our farmers, help our producers. We have a program for students, high school students who are interested in that arena to come and do agricultural camp, I guess you would call it, where they can learn all those skills if they're interested in that as a career. So I'll just say that lots going on in agriculture.
Robin?
Well, I'm going to go to my go-to, and that's the people in the fabric that make up who we are. So let's go back to, I want to shout out the Peace Officers Memorial that was held back in May since the primary. We didn't meet with you. The 60th anniversary of our Tourist Bureau. Mm-hmm. I mentioned the IRMC groundbreaking, the amazing Flag Day dedication to at Oakland Cemetery.
Which was great. Watched it on the Facebook Live feed.
Amazing. We have the Hall of Fame coming up with the Chamber of Commerce. Again, these amazing people in our history and our community who made us who we are. And a great big shout out to White Township and Tammy Curry for the Saturday inaugural ethnic food festival that was amazing.
Michael, we'll end it with you.
Well, I'll go to mine. Construction.
Yeah.
County facility construction continues. It's nice to see what we've accomplished through the past 3 years and to actually see what's going to come up, because we still have more to do. But again, that improvement improves our county, overall, and it's just nice to see good things happen.
All right, we're out of time, but thanks very much for coming in. I can't wait to see you guys next week at the meeting.
Okay.
All right, thanks.
Thanks, Josh.
Our county commissioners here for Indiana in the Morning. Our interview presented by Marcus and Mack, voted Best Personal Injury Law Firm, Best of Indiana County Contest. Marcus and Mack, law firm representing injured people.
Dinna be daft. Yuckin' Scottish Sassenach night is Friday.